Track Bama, at least for the regular season. Add Clemson. The voice of college football, SEC, bringing you Georgia win probabilities game by game in 2021. Please like the videos, share the videos out on social media. If you enjoy the content, others will as well, so please share the videos because people out there don't know we're talking SEC football here every day, and of course, subscribe. All right, let's run down the Georgia schedule in regards to the most guaranteed win to the least. And it starts with November 20th, the second to last game of the season against Charleston Southern, a team that's playing football right now. One of those teams in the FCS playing spring football. They will have played 4 games. Their last one on April 17th, and they're going to have to turn it around in about 4.5 months and get back on the field for competition in the fall. Give Georgia a 99% chance, 99.9999% chance of winning this one against Charleston Southern. Okay, against UAB, a much tougher foe. Still a high probability that the Bulldogs win this game against the Blazers. UAB, though, has won 4 division titles in a row in Conference USA, 3 conference championships. Last year did not get to play the conference championship game. We've got the Dogs and the Blazers on September 11th. They have met twice in the history of the programs, both Mark Richt versus Watson Brown affairs in 2003 and 2006. Dogs won both of them and have a 93% chance of winning for a third time in program history against UAB. On September 25th, Georgia plays a winless Vanderbilt team. So we thought that either Arkansas or Vandy would be victimized by the all-SEC schedule in 2020, and it was the Doors that got swept 9 straight games. They did not play Georgia, or it most likely would have been 0-10 for Vandy. Did not play. That game was canceled and never made up in 2020. Dogs go to Vandy on September 25th, 92% chance of winning over Vandy. All right, next up is South Carolina, and the Dogs have a 90% chance of defeating South Carolina, a 2-8 team under Will Muschamp in his final season. That game on September 18th. Of course, the Gamecocks upset Georgia, a top 5 team 2 years ago in Athens, and the Gamecocks make the return trip. This game was 45-16 last year, and the Dogs have dominated the Gamecocks all time at 52-19 with 6 ties. All right, next up, the final game of the season, the annual ACC-SEC battle for Georgia, Georgia Tech. This game in Atlanta in 2021. The two teams did not play this past season with the all-SEC pandemic schedule. Dogs have an 88% chance, according to our probabilities, of winning this one over the Yellow Jackets. Dogs lead the all-time series 68-41-5. Also, keep in mind that Kirby Smart lost this one in his first season in Athens, 28-27 in overtime. And the last game that these two teams played, with all these games, let's see, it's 114 all-time games in the series. The last one with the Dogs winning 52-7 in 2019, the biggest point disparity in 114 meetings. Dogs and Yellow Jackets in Atlanta, 88% in favor of Georgia. Of course, the Dog season started in Fayetteville last year with a comeback win against Arkansas, 37-10. Stetson Bennett, at that point, was the savior of the season in relieving DeJuan Mathis. Arkansas leads the series, or Georgia does. Georgia leads the series 11-4, including a win, Mark Richt against Houston Nutt in the 2002 SEC championship game. And again, Dogs won it last year 37-10. They meet on October 2nd, and they have an 88% chance of doing it again to the Hogs here the first weekend in October. And next up, we got Georgia-Tennessee. Tennessee led this game at halftime last year. Then the Dogs poured it on in Athens. This time they go to Knoxville and have an 84% of defeating the team that went 3-7 last year under Jeremy Pruitt. Of course, Josh Heupel's the guy on the sideline for the Vols now. That game on November 13th. Next up, Mizzou and Georgia. November 6th game. Give the Dogs an 83% chance of winning this one against the Mizzou Tigers, who went 5-5, and the Dogs won it big last year, 49-14. They lead the series 9-1. Kentucky and Georgia meet on October 16th. This game in Athens. The Cats only went 4-6 in the regular season. Did win a bowl game over NC State. And Georgia won this game last year 14-3. They lead the all-time series in convincing fashion, 60-12. And the Dogs have won 11 straight, and they've got a good chance of making it 12. 74% chance that Georgia defeats Kentucky at home in October. All right, Florida, Georgia, that's decided the Eastern Division for the last few years, with Florida finally breaking through in 2020 with a win 44-28. Got off to the big lead at halftime, and again, won by 16 points. These two teams have gotten together every year in Jacksonville, going back to 1926. They do it again here in 2021. Georgia leads the all-time series by 8, 52-44. And they've got a 66% chance of winning this one against the Florida Gators and most likely reclaiming the East. On October 9th, it's the South's oldest rivalry, with a game on the Plains against the Auburn Tigers. Georgia won this game 27-6 last year. They lead the all-time series in a close one, 61-56. Kirby Smart is 5-1 against Auburn. And again, 61-56 with a 3-touchdown win last year. Georgia, Auburn on the road give the Dogs a 65% chance of winning this one against Brian Harsin in his first season. And finally, the game of games in non-conference play. I don't think there's an argument that this is the most talent-laden, titanic matchup with college football playoff implications above any other, at least to start the season, in non-conference play. Clemson meets Georgia in Charlotte. And, wow, this should be a good one. The two teams split the last two matchups, home and home, 2013 and 14. Mark Richt against Dabo Sweeney. Georgia leads in a commanding series of 60 games at 42-18. And my goodness, Clemson had won 7 straight to start the 20th century, so they were off to a big lead. But Georgia has come back in a big way. Vince Dooley went 15-6 against the Clemson Tigers when the two teams played just about every season. They get going in Charlotte on September 4th. Clemson, Georgia, titanic matchup. Give the Dogs a 52% chance of winning this one against the Clemson Tigers. Those are my winning percentages, probabilities for the Georgia Bulldogs here in 21. We'll love to know what you think of the probabilities, and comment down below right here, the voice of college football, SEC.